This is Texans TV. Texans Extra Points is sponsored by BHP and by Reliant, the official energy provider of the Houston Texans, and by your Houston area Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
We are ready to rock in Houston. Touchdown, Houston!
Are you kidding? What a catch! Oh, baby!
Are you ready? Because I'm ready, and this is Texans Extra Points, so we know you gotta be ready because the Texans taking on the Buffalo Bills up in Western New York on Sunday. I'm Drew Dougherty, I'm your host, and we've got Ron the Show Hughley from Sports Radio 610. You can listen to him in the afternoons. He keeps things light. He keeps Clint Sterner in line. Ron, it's great to be with you today. You ready to chop things up?
I am. Are you ready for the show?
I'm ready.
You want me to bring him now? If you didn't want me to bring him out, I'll bring him out. If you're ready,
please.
If you're ready, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, we're going to get into that. First, we got to get some news of the week out of the way. And it's start number 2 for the rookie Davis Mills at quarterback up in Buffalo. David Culley, the head coach, earlier in the week said, we're going to put more on the rookie. And that's just fine with Mills.
I don't think anything was really closed off in the first game. But I mean, whatever they're comfortable calling when I'm in there, I'm ready to roll with it.
Mills has a few weapons to throw to, but none more reliable, none more productive than Brandon Cooks. The veteran just seems to be pumping out 1,000-yard seasons, season after season after season. That's a lot of seasons, and Mills and the rest of the crew very happy that he gets to throw to Cooks.
He's got the skill set that you want in a receiver. You know, he's played big for us at times down the field where guys his size you don't see making those kinds of plays. He's just been a consistent playmaker for us simply because he's very skilled at what he does.
It's a mighty challenge in these Buffalo Bills. You know, the last time the Texans saw him was about 2 years ago, really less than 2 years ago, in NRG Stadium in January. So much has changed with both teams since, but who are the 2021 Bills?
They got some talented receivers over there, a great quarterback in Josh Allen. They got weapons, so I mean, as far as what we know, we're going to continue to do our job, watch the film and try to get some clues on what they're doing.
Okay, so that's some news of the week in Texans land. And Ron, let's talk about the rookie quarterback, Davis Mills. He's shown some nice things. He's shown some areas where he's got to get better, and it's just one of those things where time might help with some of that. But what have you noticed that you like so far, and what might he need to work on?
I think what I really like from the rookie is he doesn't seem to lose his mind out there, right? And he doesn't seem like he's been confused by anything. And I think that's a big key for a young quarterback. I know we talked to him in the media afterwards. He said the Panthers didn't show him anything that he's never seen before, and he shows that. He seems to understand exactly what teams are trying to do to him. I think that's a big, first step for a young quarterback to at least know what they're doing, and he's not out there like, oh my God, I've never seen this before in my life. So I think that's the thing that I love about what I've seen about him. The thing that I would like to see him improve on getting moving forward is be more assertive, right? Yeah. You see what they're doing and hit it. You see the deep ball, like the deep ball he had against Cleveland to Cooks.
He can throw
Be assertive and hit that, man. You've been throwing that ball your whole life. And I think also assertive in the huddle with his team and with his players, and make sure you're letting Tim Kelly and them know, hey, this is what I want. This is what I like. These are the plays that I like. We saw at the end of the first half, that was the best we saw Davis Mills. He seemed to be most comfortable. Be assertive and say, these are the things I like to do. So I think there's growth there that can be had, and it's doable. Yeah. So I think you got to love that about Davis.
You and I, we were out at practice during training camp, sweating our brains out. We each probably lost about 10 pounds over the course of that month. And we saw him struggle at times, but then you always saw him bounce back and he was almost like the Terminator. He'd process something and then he'd improve upon it and get better. That was one thing that I've really noticed, and one thing that we've kind of heard from David Culley is something Mills is good at. Boy, and it's nice having a security blanket like Brandon Cooks at wide receiver for him. I mean, you see some of the numbers that Cooks is putting up so far. I've heard, he's perfect for this leadership team and he's perfect for this squad. I don't know what squad he's not good for, the way he's playing and the way he's providing leadership so far.
Drew, seriously, how?
Yeah.
How is he getting open?
Yeah.
Like you would think, if I'm a defensive coordinator and I'm walking in here, right? If I'm Leslie Frazier and Sean McDermott, the head coach and the coordinator of the Bills, I walk in here, okay, I'm not letting him get open. And the Panthers and the Browns and the Jags, he is still getting open.
Yep.
I mean, who else would scare you? And listen, I came in here, I gotta eat crow, egg on the face, whatever. I said, I don't think he's a number one receiver in this league.
Yeah,
well, he's doing this with Tyrod Taylor and a young quarterback, Davis Mills, developing on the fly, and he's still productive and putting up the same numbers he was putting up with Drew Brees, with Tom Brady, with Sean McVay, and with Deshaun Watson. So, hey, Brandon Cooks is something special.
He sure is. All right, we got to get into the defense after the break, but before we do, we got to talk a little bit about a telestrator that our pal John Harris did, and he details and breaks down a Whitney Merciless sack. Check it out.
Welcome to Texans Telestrator presented by BMW. I am John Harris, and it's time to go to our trusty surface presented by Microsoft. Always does us right as we take a look at the Texans pass rush against the Carolina Panthers. And I've talked about this a lot as we go to the surface here about winning one-on-one matchups. And this is exactly that. The Texans are going to play cover one, which is man-to-man with a free safety deep. So Lonnie's deep, and so Lonnie essentially can go this way, he can go that way, and then they're just going to lock up all these receivers in man coverage while Sam Darnold's in empty. So this turns into a box game, okay? Turns into a box game. So what do we got in the box here? We've got, take Eric out because he's covering, but they've got their 5 on our 5. So it's 5-on-5. It's one-on-one. It's like playing hoops is what we're doing. So you got to win your one-on-one matchups. And that's what the Texans are able to do here. They win 3 of the 4. And I would say that DeMarcus Walker does a nice job with the other one. Charles is going to win here. Whitney is going to take on Motown, one of the best right tackles in the league. And then Ross is going to win inside here. We're going to get to the end zone view here in a second. But one other thing I think that helped on this play was what Christian Kirksey does. Christian's right here. So he's mugging. Is he going to come? Is he not? The Panthers basically are like, we're just going to man, just like you're in man, we're going to man up. Man pressure, here we go. But what happens is Kirko mugs and then drops. What that does is it brings the guard after him. Now, all that does is it creates space for Ross to work and for Whitney to work. That little drop right there, it doesn't look like much because everybody else is in man coverage. And Kirko's just dropping here for anything that falls underneath. But because the guard chased him, it now means that everybody else has got some room, especially on that left side. So let's watch the sack from here. Look at those 3 guys getting there. Party at the quarterback. Let's go to the end zone view, and you can see those routes didn't even have a chance to develop because of how quickly guys won here. So Kirko, drop. Witt's going to win here. Ross is going to dominate right there. And then Charles is coming high on 75 over here. Take a look at this pass rush. If you're winning one-on-ones like this, you're going to be in really good shape. So Ross is going to get into him and then get that rip. Get separation and then get the rip. Excellent job here. Look at Ross. Excellent job. Whitney is just going to rip underneath Moton. Check him out right here. He's going to engage and then get underneath him. See that little kind of ghost move where he rips underneath? And then Charles is working over here, just the long arm, and Irving has really no idea. He's going to get his hands on him. And they're partying at the quarterback. That's great stuff there from the pass rush. A great defensive concept right there for the Texans to go get a sack. And hopefully our little friend the surface here, you can see why it was a great play for the Texans.
The Texans were 2-3 at the start of the 2018 season. They had just won their previous 2 games in overtime. They're tied very, very late in this one against the Buffalo Bills. Looked like they might be going to a 3rd overtime, but Jonathan Joseph rode to the rescue in the form of a pick six.
Boy, did he ever. And he called his shot. In the huddle 2 plays prior, Nathan Peterman, who had come in the game for the Bills, had thrown an out route to that sideline. And you could tell they're on the opposite hash. And Peterman is not really known for a big arm. So J-Joe had said to his buddies in the secondary, hey, if he throws at a guy, I'm going to get it. And that's kind of what this coverage allows. You're going to look at it and see there's a lot of moving parts, but it essentially turns into a cover 2. But Tyron comes running over here to take place of Kareem. Zach steps out here to play basically the rolled up corner. And you'll see the corner come here and play a safety. So when the ball is actually thrown, it actually looks like, as we look at our Microsoft Surface, just like a cover 2. You've got 5 guys underneath, 2 guys over the top, and you've got your guys rushing. So it essentially turns into what Romeo Crennel called, and that was a cover 2. And Jonathan Joseph you could just see him sitting and waiting. And I know what he's thinking. He's thinking, throw it. You're not going to throw it. You can't throw this. And when he let that ball go, he knew immediately. He's even breaking before that ball is thrown, and then goes and gets it and then takes it to the house. And this place went nuts. I'm not sure totally that Buffalo had any reason to lose this game. They probably should have won this game, but made enough plays, and then this one to seal it right here. And this, on Battle Red Day, set this place off. It was incredible.
Texans got to 500 with this win, and they would go on to win 6 more games. And look, you can kind of see up in the end zone.
Hey,
another guy
right here
spazzing out. That's me. I was in that little spot. That was a lot of fun. That was a fun season. It gets sort of forgotten because of the way it ended in the playoffs, but that was a fun year, man.
That was a great year and a great way to end that ball game, man. That defense was unbelievable early in the year, and J-Joe coming up big.
We're back. Texans Extra Points. Drew Dougherty, Ron the Show Hughley from Sports Radio 610. That Jonathan Joseph pick 6 there from 2018 against the Bills, he ran right into the corner. I was actually standing down there cheering and going bananas. I could do that. I'm employed by the team. I'm not an impartial journalist. But Ron, let's talk about this defense. Now, you're going to see quite a test from the Bills on Sunday, but let's rewind and see what we've seen, or discuss what we've seen through 3 games. The stuff over the middle, it's a little bit of a problem. How do they shore that up? How do they get better there? What needs to change?
Well, the first thing that can help is Justin Reed being back.
Yeah, nice acronym, yeah.
Yes, you can see the difference, right? When he's in there, it seems like the windows are shorter, and they're closed, and he's able to break on things. I mean, I think he was on his way to be Defensive Player of the Week in the Browns game, and he did it both ways. Interception, he comes up and closes the gap, and then he forces the turnover with the hit. Last week you saw a lot more space, right, in those zones, and DJ Moore especially was able to just sit there, and there was just too much space. You hope that part is cleaned up. With Terrence Mitchell, hopefully he's able to return as well. But Justin Reed, it was glaring how different it is and how much space is out there when he's out there opposed to other players.
Yeah, not having your top safety in Reed, not having your top corner in Mitchell, that's going to hurt you. That's going to put you at a disadvantage. Knock on wood or glass, both those guys return on Sunday against the Bills. What about up front? We've seen some pressure in certain situations, and then you see the quarterback kind of wiggle free. You like what you've got pass rush-wise so far?
Yeah, I think so, and it's kind of what you expected. I thought Charles Omenihu would be a little bit more involved. We'll see if that continues. You gotta love what you're seeing out of the big fella in the middle. Ross Blacklock has come on some more, and Whitney's got a couple of sacks. And then when Jacob Martin gets in there, he can be a real problem, especially when you get in positions where you know they've got to pass. So I think that's been right where it is. Now, not quite where it was in the preseason, where they were just wreaking havoc and causing a ton of turnovers, but they've still been pretty solid there. I don't think that's been more of the issue.
Yeah, we've heard from players and from Lovie Smith, they want to slap at the ball 20 times. So they want 20 strip attempts per game. And you saw it against the Panthers, just the ball didn't bounce the way they wanted to. It didn't bounce their way. So conceivably, there could have been some that didn't come that game that might come in this one if they keep it up, right?
That's been the best part of this defense, right? Lovie Smith, as I've said, has been obsessed with turnovers. That's all he talks about.
Got to be
is
after having
turnovers.
9 last year.
Yes, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But what they've preached, they've done since preseason all the way up till Thursday night's game. Listen, they didn't get the turnovers, but they put themselves in position to get turnovers. That's not something that was happening last year. They had 2 strip sacks that just didn't bounce their way. You hope they continue to do that in this game, because that'll be a key if they've got a chance against this Buffalo team, is to try to get turnovers.
No doubt. All right, time now for some Texans trivia. And since November 1, 2009, the Texans and Bills have locked up 6 times. How many times have the Texans beaten Buffalo? We'll have that answer later on in the show.
I like tacos. I like enchiladas. I like it all. Look, this is the problem, right? So I can't eat none of that stuff right now, right? Because I got a nutritionist, and that's something that I got to stay away from. But I'll throw down some tacos for sure.
Rookie defensive lineman Roy Lopez, he's not the only one that's got a weakness for tacos. I mean, you can throw me in there. Do you like tacos? You like tacos, right?
Drew.
Yeah.
Do I like tacos? Soft, hard shell, I'm not. All of it.
I'm more of a soft guy. No, we don't have any. We just got remotes.
See, I thought that.
Makeup.
You made it seem like you're going to bring out some tacos.
I wish.
You need
a
tacos
sponsor,
like that.
perhaps. Anyways, this is Texans Extra Points. That's Ron the Show Hughley. Hey, Josh Allen has really, really gotten better on a year-by-year basis, and he's playing like one of the best in the NFL right now, isn't he?
No, he is. He's kind of in that spot now where his experience in the league is now meeting the top levels of his powers, his talent. And he knows exactly what he wants to do. He knows exactly what you're trying to do to him. And this is a scary time for the Texans on Sunday, but maybe for the league as well when you start to get to that point. I remember covering Patrick Mahomes and seeing, oh God, now he now gets it.
Yeah.
And he can do everything with his arm athletically.
And they're different, but Mahomes had weapons that were otherworldly, but Allen's got some pretty darn good weapons now with Diggs and Sanders and the like. I mean, what do you think of the supporting cast around him?
It's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. Diggs is one of the best receivers that this league has to offer, maybe the best route runner in the league, and Emmanuel Sanders has been a really, really good, solid number 2 for them. And you're at a place with Diggs that you got to single cover Emmanuel Sanders.
Who's a one with many teams.
Yes, and that's a problem. Don't forget about Knox, the tight end. He loves to go to him as well. So they got problems all over the place. And we hadn't even mentioned his safety blanket in Cole Beasley that he loves to go in the middle of the field. He had almost 100 yards on Sunday. Good God almighty, man. These weapons, we're just naming them, and it's just...
Yeah, so let's talk about something lighthearted, like their defense, which is... it's got fangs at every level of the defense. I mean, Ed Oliver, the local guy, is right there in the middle, and he's just one of many that causes problems.
No, they're really good guys. They've got one of the best corners in the league in White, so that'll be interesting. If Brandon Cooks gets off on Sunday against him and that defense, we really got to say something. But every level, as you said, Edmonds in the middle as well. They're well coached. That's the big part.
Leslie Frazier is the defensive coordinator. He has been around the block.
Yes.
Both as a player and a coach. I mean, he is really, really impressive.
And their head coach was a great defensive coordinator in the league, too, so that's where he hangs his hat. That's where he pays a little extra attention to. So it's going to be a problem. It'll be interesting to see if they say, we're going to do what we do, or we're going to try to confuse the young kid and throw some things at him maybe he hasn't seen. So it's going to be an uphill battle, to say the least.
Luckily, Davis Mills does not care. He just remains confident. So we'll see how that shakes out. All right, stick with us. We got to get into keys to a win, so don't go anywhere. Texans Extra Points returns in a moment.
Texans Extra Points has been sponsored by BHP and by Reliant, the official energy provider of the Houston Texans.
Texans Trivia answer time. Earlier in the show, we asked you how many times of the 6 that the Texans and Bills have matched up since 2009 has Houston been victorious? They played the last time in the postseason. They won that one, and they've won 5 of those 6. So 5 wins in 6 tries. That's pretty good. Drew Dougherty, Ron the Show Hughley. This is Texans Extra Points coming at you from the Ford Studios, and it's time now to get into our Ticketmaster keys to a victory. What 2 things must the Texans do to leave Western New York with a win?
Well, one, to me, you can't allow Josh Allen to have everything.
Okay.
Listen, he's going to throw the ball. We talked about their weapons. They got guys. They're going to move the ball in the air. That's what they do. But you can't also let him get yards on the ground. They can't let him have both. Right? You can't just let him dominate you all the way around. It'd be a bad thing to see and look up and say he's thrown for 320 and he's run for 60 or 70, because their run game is not great to begin with. Mm-hmm. It really jumps up when he adds to it. Second thing is they've got to be better in the run game. And I think it's really the guys up front, Tunzel, Howard, Britt, Sharping, and Marcus Cannon have to look together and say, we got to move people.
Yeah.
We got to move people. So that's a big key to me, is being able to run the football so it's not all on the young kid Davis Mills.
You want some holes? I'll go with that. All right, those are good ones. I'm going to add in this. How about a touchdown on special teams? I don't care if it's an Andre Roberts return. I don't care if it's a block punt. I don't care if it's, what else can you do? It's like an onside. Some major play on special teams, make it a score, and then give me 3 offensive drives that go double-digit play-wise. So 3 10-play drives, 11. We've seen a 16-play drive with Davis Mills. How about that? You want that? I'll take that. Ron, great to see you. Next time we'll get into the idea of revenge games. Could Andre Roberts have a revenge game? That's a real esoteric.
Let's do that. Can we get some tacos?
Some tacos for Ron, yeah, and for me. I'll eat them up. All right, we appreciate you watching. We'll be back again next week, same time, same place. Make sure you check us out. This has been Texans Extra Points. Until we see you again, go Texans. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to know when we post new content.